I didn't know I wanted to be a counselor when I was younger. I took a very different path to arrive at this career, and I knew that I would probably forge my own way once I got there. Many counselors will tell you that they went into counseling because they want to help people. This is a grand notion and perfectly fine reason for choosing this profession. My reason for choosing it is different. I want to tell you a story about what it's like to sit in the other chair in a counseling office. Everyone I see has a story, and they get to tell it in their own way. People with depression will tell theirs slowly, with long pauses. And in that silence, my mind fills in the gaps. I know that often they may not know how to say how they feel, but they're feeling miserable. And sometimes they feel so miserable that they don't even believe feeling better is possible. Being a counselor means sticking with them during that anguish and helping to hold them up so that they can keep moving. People dealing with anxiety tend to tell their story very quickly and usually with a disclaimer of, oh, I know this is silly, or oh, I know this is stupid, and then they rapidly rush ahead and away from how they're feeling about themselves. It's my job to bring them back to that painful place, that silly or stupid place, and figure out just what to do with that feeling. I've had people with crippling fears about almost everything in the world, big and small. And these fears have stopped them from doing the things that they believe they were meant to do. Imagine your life, stripped of meaning because your brain won't behave. That is what I sit across from on a daily basis. And let me tell you, people say that they want to feel happy. But I believe that finding meaning and having purpose is what people truly want. Only through finding these two things can happiness evolve. There are stark moments of memories in my life as a therapist when my perspective, my empathy changed dramatically. One occurred with a young person, hesitant to tell their story. Go ahead, tell me whatever you want, I said, feeling confident and impervious to whatever the worst may be. Nothing will shock me. Dear young therapists in the world, just don't ever say that. It's like the therapy version of the Titanic being unsinkable. Trust me. Perhaps the most impactful moment of my career wasn't a story at all. It was technically a moment of contention between myself and the person I was working with, who was dealing with a severe depressive episode. You know, sometimes I wish I could just plug their brain into a get better machine and upload all the files necessary to change how someone is thinking, acting, and feeling, rather than have to create the machine from scratch. But the machine must always be created from scratch because everyone's story is different. Anyway, this point of contention happened with a very suicidal person at the end of a very long session. Sometimes therapy can feel a bit like arguing, even if I am using all of my higher level communication skills. We were debating whether or not hospitalization was the best option. I wanted them to go, they didn't really see the point. At their level of depression, there are often very few points to see. It's a break. It's a timeout. It's an opportunity for you to see that this will pass. They turned to me with tears in their eyes and said, but it will always come back. One of my faults as a counselor, and we all have them whether we're willing to tell you or not, is that I have a difficulty debating someone about something that I too believe to be a fact. This was an impactful moment in my life because this person was right. The depression had a very high likelihood of coming back and passing again, etc., etc. That's the nature of cycles. But this moment was impactful because I sat in silence with nothing to say. They convinced me to let them leave, and the next day, they attempted suicide. We sit in a precarious situation in the world of trusting people who are hard to trust and having to decide if someone is safe. There is no magic blue or red or green dot that appears on someone's shoulder and tells us exactly what we're dealing with. We are experts at stories, and experts at communication, and experts at empathetic caring. But there is still the unknown, and the unknown is scary. I became a counselor because I see hope in others. I see hope as clearly as if those colored dots actually appear to me. And when I see that hope, I want them to see it too. Counseling lets me do that. Counseling lets me believe in humans in a way that I may not otherwise get a chance to